Alyssa Jayne Milano is an American actress. She has played Samantha Micelli in Who's the Boss, Jennifer Mancini in Melrose Place, Phoebe Halliwell in Charmed, Billie Cunningham in My Name is Earl, Savannah Savi Davis in Mistresses, Renata Murphy in Wet Hot American Summer, 10 Years Later, and Coralee Armstrong in Netflix's Insatiable. As an activist, Milano is known for her role in the Me Too movement in October 2017. Early life. Alyssa Jayne Milano was born in the Bensonhurst neighborhood of New York City's Brooklyn borough on December 19, 1972, the daughter of fashion designer and talent manager Lynn Milano and film music editor Thomas M. Milano. She is of Italian descent and has a brother named Corey, who is a decade younger. She was raised Catholic. Career. 1980–1996. Milano began her career at age 7, when her babysitter, without notifying her parents, took her to an audition for the National Touring Company of Annie. She was one of 4 selected from more than 1,500 girls. During the course of her work in the play, Milano and her mother were on the road for 18 months. After returning to New York, Milano appeared in television commercials, and performed several roles in off-Broadway productions, including the first American musical adaptation of Jane Eyre. When accompanying a friend from the Annie production to the office of a New York agent, Milano was introduced to the agent, who began representing her. She does not feel that growing up in front of the camera harmed her childhood and has said, "I love my family very much, they've really backed my career. I consider myself to be normal, I've got to clean my room, and help in the kitchen." In August 1984, Milano made her film debut in the coming-of-age drama Old Enough, which she recalled as a great way for starting out. The film was screened at the Sundance Film Festival, where it won first prize. Milano auditioned as Tony Danza's daughter on the sitcom Who's the Boss. After winning the part, she and her family moved to Los Angeles, where the show was produced. It premiered on ABC on September 20, 1984. Throughout Who's the Boss, Milano developed a close relationship with co-star Danza. Commenting on their early years together, Danza observed, "She was just the sweetest little girl of all time. She became much like my daughter." The series established Milano as a teen idol, and provided her opportunities for other roles. Her education was split between school and an on-set tutor with whom Milano would work for 3 hours a day. At age 12, Milano co-starred in Commando as Jenny Matrix, the daughter of John Matrix. Subsequently, she starred in the children's film The Canterville Ghost, which did not achieve much praise or attention, and Variety magazine noted in its review, "Milano as the catalyzing daughter Jennifer adapts to the ghostly Sir Simon without a qualm. That, of course, is the true charm of the story, but Milano doesn't exhibit enough presence to match the droll, charming Gielgud." A few years later this film was shown in Japan, prompting a producer to offer Milano a 5-album record deal. Milano's albums, which she described as bubblegum pop, scored platinum in the country, though she later criticized their musical quality. She has noted her love of English electronic band orchestral maneuvers in the dark during her teenage years. On stage, Milano starred in Tender Offer, a one-act play written by Wendy Wasserstein, All Night Long by American playwright John O'Keefe, and the first American musical adaptation of Jane Eyre. She returned to the theater in 1991, producing and starring in a Los Angeles production of Butterflies Are Free from December 26, 1991, to January 19, 1992. Milano starred in 2 1988 television films, Crash Course and Dance Till Dawn. Both projects allowed her to work alongside close personal friend Brian Bloom, who worked with his brother Scott with her in episodes of Who's the Boss. This working camaraderie would later expand in 1993 when Milano made a cameo appearance in Bloom's film The Webbers. She produced a teen workout video, Teen Steam, and achieved some fame outside the US with her music career, which lasted until the early 1990s. Even though she scored platinum in Japan, Milano had no interest to pursue a music career in the United States. "I'm not interested in crossing over. I'd much rather have it released where it's appreciated than laughed at." Simultaneously, she wrote a weekly column called From Alyssa, with love for the teen magazine Teen Machine. Milano played a teenage prostitute in the 1992 independent film Where the Day Takes You. The film, which focuses on a group of young runaway and homeless teenagers, was shot on and around Hollywood Boulevard, and was met with positive critical reception. It was nominated for the Critics' Award at the Deauville Film Festival, and won the Golden Space Needle Award at the Seattle International Film Festival. Although Milano feared that viewers would only recognize her as the girl from Who's the Boss, she was noticed by the media, which helped her land the role of Amy Fisher in the high-profile TV movie Casualties of Love, the Long Island Lolita story, one of 3 TV films based on Fisher's shooting of Mary Jo Buttafuoco. Milano said that her portrayal of Fisher in the film, which was based on the Buttafuoco's point of view, was the least Alyssa of anything done. The film was shot from November-December 1992. She welcomed the cancellation of the series, as she was ready to move on to other roles and enthusiastic to showcase what she was able to do. Looking back on 8 years of playing the same role, Milano commented, "Creatively, it's been very frustrating. I gave her more of a personality. I changed her wardrobe, cut her hair, anything to give her new life." In the early 1990s, Milano auditioned for nearly every film role in her age bracket, including B-movies, and finally tried to shed her nice girl image by appearing nude in several erotic films targeted at adults, such as Embrace of the Vampire, Deadly Sins, and Poison Ivy 2, Lily. She said the nude appearances taught her to begin requiring a nudity clause in her contracts, giving her full control over all her nude scenes. In a 1995 interview, she explained her motivation for some explicit scenes in Embrace of the Vampire. "I'm not going to say that I was manipulated into doing things that I didn't want to do. I did it because it was a woman director and I felt protected. And I learned a lot as far as knowing where the camera is and what coverage they need so that it's not all explicit." She starred in other roles, such as Candles in the Dark, Confessions of a Sorority Girl, The Surrogate, To Brave Alaska and Fear, which did not receive very positive reviews, although Jack Matthews of the Los Angeles Times called Milano's performance in Fear very good. 1997–2010. Milano starred in the lead role in Hugo Pool. In late 1996, Milano was offered a role of Jennifer Mancini on the drama Melrose Place by producer Aaron Spelling. "We were looking for someone with sparkle. Alyssa was the perfect choice." She left early in season 7. In 1998, she was cast as Phoebe Halliwell, one of the 3 lead characters on Spelling's show Charmed. She and Holly Marie Combs became producers for the show during season 4. The series ran for 8 seasons, concluding in 2006. Also in 1998, she played Mark Hoppus's love interest in the music video for Blink-182's Josie. In the early 2000s, Milano played Eva Savalot in MCI Incorporated commercials for that company's 1-800-COLLECT campaign. In 2007, Milano's commercial work included 2 2007 television ads for Veet and Sheer Cover. That year, she filmed a pilot for ABC called Reinventing the Wheelers, which was not picked up for the 2007-08 season. That season she appeared in 10 episodes of My Name is Earl. Milano was part of TBS's special coverage installment Hot Corner for the 2007 Major League Baseball playoffs. A fan of the Los Angeles Dodgers, in April 2007, Milano began writing a baseball blog on the Major League Baseball's website. That year she reported at Fenway Park during the ALDS between the Boston Red Sox and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The same year, she launched her signature touch line of team apparel for female baseball fans, selling it through her blog on Major League Baseball's website. It also became available in 2009 through a boutique store located in Citi Field, the home of the New York Mets. She has an interest in the Los Angeles Kings, a National Hockey League team, and is involved with a related clothing line. In 2008, she expanded that to NFL football, as a New York Giants fan. Since Milano is from the same hometown as NFL Network's Rich Eisen, she revealed some of her family's connections with the Giants. In 2013, Milano expanded Touch into NASCAR. On March 20, 2009, it was announced that Milano voiced Dr. Alyssa Selwyn in Ghostbusters, the video game. In a 2010 interview she told the press that she had a blast working on the game, although she recalled it being odd having to grunt in a room alone. On March 24, 2009, her book on her baseball fandom, Safe at Home, Confessions of a Baseball Fanatic, was released. Milano has signed on to star in and produce My Girlfriend's Boyfriend, a romantic comedy in which she plays a woman with a relationship dilemma. Milano starred in the sitcom Romantically Challenged as Rebecca Thomas, a recently divorced single mother attorney in Pittsburgh who has not dated since Bill Clinton was president. The series premiered on ABC on April 19, 2010. The series was cancelled after airing 4 episodes. Milano produced and led the cast of Lifetime's TV film Sundays at Tiffany's, which was her second collaboration with Lifetime, after Wisegull. 2011-present. In 2011, Milano appeared in 2 comedy films, Hall Pass and New Year's Eve. In 2013, Milano created the comic book series Hacktivist, which was written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly, drawn by Marcus Tu, and published by Archaea Entertainment. The book, which explores the modern world of hacking and global activism, is described as a fast-paced cyber thriller about friendship and freedom in a time of war. The publication was released digitally in late 2013, while the first print edition issue of the 4-issue miniseries was published in January 2014. A hardcover edition collecting all 4 issues was released in July 2014. The series received positive reviews, as it holds a score of 8.1 out of 10 at the review aggregator website Comic Book Roundup. In June 2013, she played Savannah Davis in ABC drama series Mistresses, which is about the scandalous lives of 4 girlfriends, but she left the show after season 2, due to conflict between filming location and family issue. She signed on as host and judge Project Runway, All Stars beginning with season 3. On March 2, 2015, Milano was a guest host on The Talk. In September 2015, Milano began to make appearances as a brand ambassador for the preschool television channel Sprout, being billed as the network's mombassador. In 2017 and 2018, Milano joined the cast of 2 Netflix comedy series, Wet Hot American Summer, 10 Years Later and Insatiable. In 2018 she was cast in the lead role in Tempting Fate, based on the best-selling book by Jayne Green. In 2019, she released a children's book Hope, Project Middle School book which is part of her Hope book series which she co-authors with Debbie Regaud. Also in 2019, Milano began hosting the podcast Alyssa Milano, Sorry Not Sorry. The podcast deals with social and political commentary and frequently features actors, activists, and political luminaries. In 2020, Milano will recur on the Quibi comedy The Now. In 2021, Milano was cast to star in the Netflix film adaptation of Nora Roberts' novel Brazen Virtue. In October 2021, Milano's book Sorry Not Sorry was released. It contains 32 essays describing her activism and thoughts on current political and social issues. On October 29, 2021, she signed a first-look production deal with A&E Studios. She also signed a deal with the United Talent Agency more recently, on December 13, 2021. Other ventures. Activism. In the late 1980s, Milano contacted Ryan White, a preteen boy ostracized for having AIDS, and a fan of hers. She attended a party for him where she sat with him for 6 hours making friendship bracelets. They appeared together on The Phil Donahue Show, where Milano kissed White to emphasize that people do not catch the disease through casual contact. In October 2004, Milano participated in UNICEF's Trick or Treat campaign as the national spokesperson. She raised approximately $50,000 for South African women and children with AIDS by selling her own and school's photo work. In support of PETA, she appeared in a 2007 advertisement for them, advocating vegetarianism, in a dress made entirely of vegetables. In June 2007, the Sabin Vaccine Institute named Milano a founding ambassador for the Global Network for Neglected Tropical Diseases, an alliance formed to advocate and mobilize resources in the fight to control neglected tropical diseases, to which Milano donated $250,000. She is also a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador for the United States of America. Her field work for the organization has included a 2004 trip to Angola to speak with HIV-positive women and people disfigured by landmines during the country's civil war, a trip to India to meet displaced mothers living in squalor following the 2004 tsunami, and a 2010 trip to the settlement of Kolonia in western Kosovo to witness impoverished living conditions. Milano wrote on her blog that the latter trip was the hardest experience I've had on a field visit, and described a waste dump close to the settlement where children spent time looking for metal to sell or scavenging for food. For her 37th birthday, December 19, 2009, Milano ran an online fundraising campaign for charity, Water. Her original goal was to raise $25,000, but a donation from her husband led to a total of over $75,000 on December 18. The fundraiser ran until December 26. In September 2013, Milano released a parody of a celebrity sex tape on Funny or Die that drew attention to the Syrian civil war. In 2014, Milano, with the South Korean rescue group CARE and the Fuzzy Pet Foundation in Santa Monica, helped rescue a South Korean Jindo mix dog, found covered in mange, chained, and raised for dog meat. In 2015, Milano endorsed Bernie Sanders for President of the United States. In 2016, after the Democratic Party presidential primaries, she expressed support for presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. She was also involved in Get Out the Vote efforts for Rob Quist. On October 15, 2017, Milano posted the message that relaunched what is known as the Me Too movement, which was started in 2006 by Tarana Burke. According to Milano, a friend suggested that she post a message on her Twitter account encouraging survivors of sexual harassment and assault to post Me Too as a status update. This was to gauge the widespread problem of sexual misconduct. She was inspired to bring awareness to the commonality of sex crimes among women in the wake of Harvey Weinstein's expulsion from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for sex crimes against women in the film industry. Milano emphasized that the basis of her hashtag was to create a platform where women had an opportunity without having to go into detail about their stories if they did not want to. Since 2004, Milano has canvassed for national, state, and local candidates. Milano phone banked, a political campaign strategy to collect voter data and get out the vote, with Piper Perabo, and drove people to the polls for the United States Senate special election in Alabama on December 12, 2017, to vote for Democratic candidate Doug Jones. Milano, with actor Christopher Gorham, drove voters to the polls during early voting and on March 27, 2017, for Georgia's 6th Congressional District 2017 special election for John Ossoff, and she later posted photos of herself with the voters on Instagram. Milano and Gorham had been in the area for the pilot of Insatiable. In 2018, she was announced as a co-chair of the Healthcare Voter Campaign. She wrote an op-ed in Time on why healthcare would decide her vote in 2018. In July 2018, and again in December 2020, Milano encouraged Twitter users to seek out vote writers to help eliminate confusion about voter ID laws. Following the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, Milano co-founded Number Nora, a coalition of artists, activists, and survivors of gun violence in an effort to reduce the influence of the National Rifle Association in American government. Milano helped raise money for Richard Diane Winfield, a Democrat in Georgia's 2018 10th Congressional District race. Milano, who spoke at the 2018 Women's March, refused to participate in 2019, citing the failure of 2019 Women's March leaders Tamika Mallory and Linda Sarsour to condemn the homophobia, anti-Semitism, and transphobia of Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. In 2018, she was selected as one of the Silence Breakers, who were picked as Time Person of the Year. In May 2019, Milano advocated celibacy in the form of a sex strike in retaliation of a recently passed abortion law in the U.S. state of Georgia. In September 2019, Milano met with Ted Cruz and Fred Guttenberg to discuss gun violence. Guttenberg said this was a really important day. In March 2020, Milano endorsed former U.S. Vice President Joe Biden for President of the United States. She declined to withdraw her endorsement of Biden despite a sexual assault allegation against him. On April 27, Milano tweeted that she was aware of the new developments in Tara Reade's accusation against Joe Biden. "I want Tara, like every other survivor, to have the space to be heard and seen without being used as fodder. I hear and see you, Tara." This was after criticism of Milano's support for Biden, where she appeared to backtrack on her previous stance for believing women. On April 28, in an op-ed for Deadline Hollywood, Milano reiterated her support for Biden and considered believing women was never about believe all women no matter what they say, it was about changing the culture of not believing women by default. In October 2021, Milano was arrested during a voting rights demonstration outside the White House. Personal life. Milano was involved with actor Corey Haim from 1987 to 1990. Milano and her parents, together with his manager at the time, unsuccessfully tried to get Haim help for his addiction. In 1993, she became engaged to actor Scott Wolf, but they broke off their engagement the following year. She later revealed in August 2019 that she had undergone 2 abortions while in a relationship with Wolf. In 1998, Milano sued adult websites for publishing fake nude photographs of her. On January 1, 1999, Milano married singer Sinjun Tate. They separated on November 20, 1999, and were divorced on December 1, 1999. In a 2004 interview, Milano explained how she deals with her dyslexia. "I've stumbled over words while reading from teleprompters. Sir John Gielgud, whom I worked with on the Canterville Ghost years ago, gave me great advice. When I asked how he memorized his monologues, he said, 'I write them down.' I use that method to this day. It not only familiarizes me with the words, it makes them my own." After a year of dating, Milano became engaged to CAA agent David Buglieri in December 2008. They were married at Buglieri's family home in New Jersey on August 15, 2009. They had a son on August 31, 2011, and a daughter on September 4, 2014. In 2015, Milano sold her condominium in West Hollywood and moved to Bell Canyon, California, where she owns land and has 9 horses, 8 chickens, 2 rabbits, and 5 dogs. In 2017, Milano's $10 million lawsuit against her business manager resulted in a cross-complaint. In 2021 she was a passenger in a car crash. The car she was in was being driven by her uncle who had a medical condition. The car veered into another lane and crashed. Filmography: film, television, video games.